Americans who are grappling with all of these issues, everything from Russia's invasion to Ukraine to the rising costs at the gas pump here at home, well, they're more concerned about Russia invading another country than they are even about inflation. 82% of Americans are concerned that Russia will invade another country. As we often say, 82% of Americans cannot agree that my black lab puppy is cute. And when it comes to U.S. policies on oil production and coal mining, 33% say they are too strict, 36% not strict enough, 31% say they are about right. Scott Tranter, former data science director for the Marco Rubio 2016 campaign, co-founder of Optimus and Decision Desk HQ, who did the poll with us, joins us now. Scott, 82% of Americans concerned Russia will invade another country. 56% of Americans say Russia is the biggest threat to America. This has really changed, and foreign policy has now gone from meaningless to the most important thing in America in what, 2 months?
Well, I'd probably say in the last 10 days. NewsNation did a poll a week ago, and that 56% thinking Russia was the #1 threat was 13 points lower a week ago. So just a week or 10 days ago, worth of news is what really moved people's opinion on this.
And the news has been happening and changing so quickly. We keep talking about this. 80+%, 85%, 86% of Americans say they've been following the news of the Russian invasion. But then about 65% of Americans say they would accept higher gas prices in order to get tougher sanctions and also mitigate Vladimir Putin's behavior. This poll was done before really this huge spike in gas prices. Does that change the numbers at all?
You know what? We'll find out again. I think NewsNation's going to do another one here in the next 3 to 4 weeks, and after those gas prices really sink in and maybe even top $5 a gallon. So I think the takeaway here is 65% of Americans, which is a plurality. You got to get some Republicans and Democrats in to agree with that. At least conceptually are okay with the gas prices rising if it puts pressure on Russia. But we'll probably see in the next 3 to 4 weeks if that opinion holds, especially if gas really goes up, which I think it will.
Interestingly enough, in that question, it was conditional. It said, would you support higher sanctions, tougher sanctions that lead to higher gas prices if it would stop Vladimir Putin? If it doesn't stop Vladimir Putin, do those numbers become meaningless?
Yeah, and I think especially we link them to whether or not people support President Biden's foreign policy towards to how he's handling Ukraine. Like, he's above water. He's above 50% in his approval of handling the Ukraine situation, which is 10 points above what NewsNation saw a few weeks ago in his overall approval rating for his job. And so right now, people are above average. More people approve his handle of Ukraine than handle of his overall job. And, it looks good. But if the war's still going on a month from now and these sanctions don't appear to work, I think you'll see that number fall, and it could weigh on his overall job approval rating.
Biden handling of energy policy approved 52%, disapproved 48%. Obviously, that was right before we had the issue of gas prices really spiking. This one caught our eye. Is Biden energy policy too focused on climate change? Too focused, 41%. Does not focus enough, 59%. So that's got to include some Republicans as well. Does that say anything for the administration continuing to, for example, not allow new leases for oil drilling on federal lands?
It certainly does, and especially when you're looking at the top line number. But let's dig into the numbers a little bit about where it is. 59% of the people think not enough on climate change, but climate change means a whole lot of different things depending on where you are in the country. If you're in southeastern Louisiana and you're getting a whole bunch of hurricanes and a lot of floods, you might attribute that to climate change, and you might think the government needs to help you more. Whereas living in the Pacific Northwest, you think it means maintaining clean water and forests and things like that. So that's the overall number. There's a reason why there's a bipartisan or a majority there, but climate change is a catch-all and means something different to everyone. But yeah, I think the president's administration is definitely looking at that number and feeling emboldened to say no more oil leases, and we're gonna draw the line there.
Yeah, it may explain some of the sound bites during these announcements of talking about we still need to transition to clean energy and the like. Scott, Great conversation. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.